Good evening, everybody. I see I got people in the chat already. We got Mr. Martin Little, Jack Campbell on Twitch, Bill BB, Alex, and Rev Grimm himself, Alan Malls. How is everybody on this fine Tuesday evening? Hope everyone is doing well. Evening, Miss Jackie. Thank you for stopping in as always. But yeah, let people file in, say hello, let me know that you're in the chat. I tried something a little bit different before I ran the intro. I don't know exactly if it worked, so I will have to go back and rewatch it after the show. So, evening, Mr. Martin in the chat. How is it going? He's trying to be like me. Evening. Flyers are down 6-0. Flyers are done. I hate to admit it, Troy, but it was a nice run. The Flyers did a lot better than people were expecting this season, but at the end of the day, they are not a playoff team. We were probably a season or two away from competing with the big teams. It is nice to see them entertain us this season, but the sad reality is they are not a playoff built like team. So right now is a good time to evaluate and see who they will be holding on to, who's available. So the Flyers were done about a week or so ago. I agree with that. Yep. And good fam, hoping my Celtics make a comeback in this game. Who do you guys playing tonight, Martin? I know my Sixers are playing the Detroit Pistons. And I know they're home and the Flyers are up in Montreal. And apparently the Detroit Evans are losing 6-0. But Martin, you should be actually ecstatic already because your team clinched. I mean, I think they clinched the best record in the league already, if I'm not mistaken, too. So that's pretty high regards for that. But the Celtics are a very tough team to beat. So before we dive into our first segment for this evening, let me pull up my secondary monitor. We'll check some scores real quick. Because we do have an announcement to make. We are playing the Bucks. Giannis just got hurt on a non-contact play. Yee. That is not good if you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan. That is very, very not good news. Especially this late in the season. So hopefully Giannis is alright. He is a very big, big piece for the Milwaukee Bucks' success. So let's see. Right now we have the Sixers up 101-83 over the Pistons. Joel Embiid is back. 32 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists so far. Evan Fournier leads the Pistons with 21 points. Mavericks are dismantling the Hornets, as every team does. Luka Doncic with a triple-double, 39 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. Pacers are beating the Raptors 118-110. Heat, on top of the Hawks, 75-72. Looks like Jimmy Butler is back in the lineup for them. Here's your score right here, Mr. Martin, 78-62 in the third quarter. Giannis, like you said, just got hurt. Jason Tatum has 19 points for the C's. The Knicks beating the Chicago Bulls 68-62 at halftime. Rockets on top of the Magic 63-51. Memphis and San Antonio in a dogfight 49-48. Washington on top of Minnesota. Now that's a shock. I mean, Minnesota can't be giving up games like this late in the season because they are fighting for the Western Conference still. So that's a bit of a shock right there. Mind you, they have a whole half to play, but we'll see what happens with that game. Kings on top of the Thunder, 64-45. And then starting right now, you have Utah and Denver. That should be a really good game. Even though Utah is having an off season. Golden State and the Lakers. Clippers and Suns. And then the night is wrapped up with the Pelicans and Trailblazers. So a couple good games on the docket for tonight. I mean, players are right around the corner for NBA just as well as hockey. Yeah, Boston's clinched everything, Martin. So even if you lose this game, it doesn't affect anything. 62-16, sir. I mean, that's a hell of a season for a basketball team. So, what is the Wizards score? Wizards are up. I think they were winning. I thought. Yes, Troy. The Wizards are winning 70-60 over the Minnesota Timberwolves at halftime. So you guys are up by 10, which is pretty damn impressive. I will admit that it's a bit of a shock considering how poor the Wizards are doing and how well the Timberwolves are doing. So to be up at 10 in Minnesota too, mind you, is very good. So, standing wise, like I said, Boston's clinched the Eastern Conference 62-16. And then it's a dogfight. You have Milwaukee at 47-31, Orlando 46-32. The Knicks are 46-32, Cavs 46-33, Pacers 45-34, Sixers 44-35, Heat 43-35, and then your two teams to clinch the play-in berth already are the Chicago Bulls and the Atlanta Hawks, who are both under 500. So I mean, it's anyone's game. Anyone really. I mean, anywhere from 3 to 8 can just flip flop, which is pretty awesome to see it this late in the season in the Eastern Conference. And then same thing over in the West. You have a dogfight. I mean, the top three have locked playoff berths in, but from first to 10th is an 11-game difference. So I mean, that that is very competitive basketball. I may add. I'm getting ESPN alerts. I thought I turned down my volume. I guess I didn't. Well, maybe I did. My phone still likes to give me notifications. How about that? But yeah. I mean, basketball is coming down to the nitty gritty. Jumping over hockey real quick. Like Mr. Troy gave us an update. 6-0 Montreal over the Flyers. Yikes. I mean, like I said, nobody expected the Flyers to have this good of a season. But I mean, to go out in a blaze of glory is insane. Hurricanes beating the Boston Bruins right now 2-1. Capitals are up 2-0 on Detroit. 3-2 Tampa Bay over Columbus. 2-0 Florida over Ottawa. Toronto beating the Devils 4-2. In the Battle of New York, the Islanders are up 3-2 over the Rangers. 3-1 Jets over Predators. So, I mean, yeah, and hockey wraps up this weekend too. So then you start the playoffs next week for that. Did you go to WrestleMania thing? To answer your question, Jackie, no, I did not go over for WrestleMania, but I did go over to South Philly last Wednesday and Friday for two very, very cool things. They were both at the same place. I can probably pull up a picture real quick. I don't know if I think I uploaded them. Hold on. Last Wednesday, I did a tour of the old ECW arena. For those who don't know, the ECW arena is based in South Philly. Former wrestler was given tours. His name is the Blue Meanie, which is a very stellar guy. I hope to be able to bring him on the show one time and have him explain his wrestling career and stuff. So I'll pull that picture up real quick. That is me and Mr. Meanie himself from our tour on Wednesday. It was a once in a lifetime type of thing. It was a very cool experience. Super chill guy. I mean, he was awesome to meet in person. Very personable. Answered all your questions and so forth. So, I mean, that was very cool. And like I said, we got a tour throughout the whole arena. There's the old ring itself that has been there since the early 90s, I believe he said. So, I mean, that was definitely really cool to see in person. All the different banners and stuff that they have hanging up. If Alan's in the chat, like I said, I took this picture specifically for Alan. He had a bad experience with Tommy Dreamer the one time, so caps are up 2 over Detroit. Yes, I did see that, Troy. Thank you. Sandman was a ECW legend, for those who don't know. And yes, I did try to impersonate Shawn Michaels in this picture. I failed miserably. But hey, sometimes you just got to go over with it and have some fun. Rob Van Dam, who's a WWE woman superstar, which was really cool to see that. Women again giving us some more of a story. He was answering questions as we went. So, I mean, if you ask me, this picture right here just spells legend. So, I'm old school wrestling, don't know much about new school wrestling. I mean, test your own, Jackie. I mean, I have started to get back into it. I did watch WrestleMania all weekend, and Saturday I was with Alan and Shannon watching it, and then Sunday I watched it by myself at home. We will dive into that more in a little bit, as we have a lot to cover with that because that was 2 nights of awesomeness. In my opinion, there was some okay matches, some boring matches, and then a couple over the top matches, which was really cool. What else do we have? What are your thoughts on Cody Rhodes? Well, I am a fan of Cody. I mean, I do like him as a wrestler. I think he is a good all around. He has a terrific background in the business. He's definitely, in my opinion, a deserving champion, as he has gone through leaps to get where he is now. Partial, like, I mean, people are still really impartial with him because he does still own half of AEW. So, I mean, some people like him, some people hate him. I'm leaning towards the I like him side. I mean, he's not my favorite wrestler, but I do respect what he does. I think it was like WWE when I was growing up. I know some of those guys. Yeah, well, that's how it is. I mean, a lot has changed since we were little, Jackie. I mean, some days like it's boring. Some days when you see all these legends come back, it is mind blowing. It is awesome to see. It's awesome to see some of the old like returning legends that they bring back from time to time, and so forth. So I mean, it's hit or miss these days. I would say that it's a pretty fair assessment that it can be good, it can be bad, it can be ugly. So I mean, was it a good weekend for wrestling? Absolutely. So I mean, do they have a lot to build on right now? Absolutely. As they said all weekend, this is a new era of wrestling. This is, he doesn't want to take credit for it, but this is the Paul Levesque era. Paul Levesque is AKA known as Triple H for those who watch wrestling and stuff like that. So I mean, it is very exciting to see what he has in store because they have come out and said they haven't even tipped the iceberg yet. So we shall see what that means going forward. But you have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new champions for WrestleMania, which is pretty insane that many titles changed hands between Saturday and Sunday night. But it's pretty awesome too because now it invests you to want to see what happens with those champions, who's the next in line. So I mean, I am very curious to see what happens. And Alan's making his wife a hot comment. Randy's okay looking. I will give her that. I mean, she is cute. I wouldn't put her in the hot echelon, but she's up there. I could agree with that, sir. You can call me crazy if you want. That's okay. Um, but before we dive into the WrestleMania chit chat, because like I said, that will most likely be a majority of our show tonight. Because, like I said, the basketball playoffs are right around the corner. The Flyers are done, unfortunately. I haven't really been paying much attention to the Phillies yet. NFL is in the off season still. I want to kick her out of bed. That is a fair assessment, sir. I mean, I think a lot of guys would be like you, sir, and when they make that type of comment, so you're not alone. Nor will you ever be alone. But we'll save that chit chat for a little bit. Haha, Johnny, I love you. Well, thank you, Jackie. Much love to you back, and yeah. So, whose wife? We're talking about Cody Rhodes' wife, Bill. Alan saying he wouldn't kick Cody Rhodes' wife out of bed, Mrs. Brandy. Brandy Rhodes. So, I mean, don't get him started, Bill. Please don't get us in trouble. I probably already did get us in trouble with the little stunt I try to pull with the intro. So we shall see what happens with that. But she is pretty, I wouldn't go as far as hot. I mean, Bill, I'm like to wish you, I agree with that. I would put her in the Apple echelon, but she's not at the top. That's just my opinion. But, like we always say, people have their opinions and we respect it. Money to the store. I'll be right back. All right, Jackie, you know where we'll be for the next hour and so. So we'll be here when you get back. Safe travels. Don't run. Why don't you drive? Driving will get there faster. Yes, I agree. No, not the top. Thank you. Okay. Okay. We're agreeing to disagree then, which is always a plus on this show. I mean, because we all know how Alan reacts sometimes. Well, I mean, if Alan had it his way, just saying. But ass is ass. There you go. Well, there you go. I mean, do I gotta play it again? Okay, I'll play it again for you, sir. And then you might have some of this in the background as well. I am dead where I sit. He is gonna either call me during the show or just jump on me laughing his ass off, and I am dead where I sit. But our new sound effects are in the studio now, and I must say they are hilarious, especially for the conversations like this. Because I mean, who doesn't like good old Ron Simmons? So, or acknowledge me. I am still looking for a famous roll call to add to this the thing. I might just add a trumpet or something. So yeah, I mean, I'm always adding something new to this show. So I'm sitting here laughing now because I'm afraid of the payback I'm about to get. I know I'm going to get something. So I'm gonna. That's why I have my headphones on because I know something is coming. So moving on now before I get myself into a deeper hole. Move my comments down real quick so you close one screen and another one messes up. But last night concluded the March Madness tournament, and as many people in the bracket challenge had, the University of Connecticut was the outright winner. They beat Purdue. So, I mean, I think, let me open this up real quick. I gotta look on my phone since I didn't put it on my computer. Hold on. Oh boy. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Let's bring Mr. Grimm onto the show. What did I tell you people? I knew he was going to jump on and get me back. Alright, you made your entrance. Let's go. You can speak now, sir.
Bullshit?
Bullshit button. Okay. This is what happened. I'm fired. Is anyone still in here helping me? Are you going to speak or are you just going to sit here and play sound effects? Your mic is muted, sir. I can't hear you.
Come on, Bill. You know how this goes.
All right, turn that off, please. Thank you. I was giving you a compliment with the boing noise and the whole Tokyo trip. I was getting you in the mood.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Bill's in here, Bill, waiting for Bill to get it started.
All right, well, while you wait for Mr. Bill to get started, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 people picked the Yukon Huskies to win it all for a bracket challenge. Okay? But our outright winner, as you see in the chat, is Mr. Martin Little. That is our bracket challenge winner. He goes by Just Too Breezy. You can jump in his stream when he's live, but he is a good friend of mine, and he is our outright bracket challenge winner. So please get in contact with us here at the Basement Show, Mr. Breezy, and we can set you up and you can receive your prize. I mean, Grim, this was your idea to do the giveaway, so if you want to explain to him what he has won, please do.
Well, if he contacts you or he contacts myself or Mrs. Grimm, and then what'll happen is he can have a choice of a Basement Show product or a Holland's Custom product.
There you go, Martin.
Go on and see some of the stuff that has been uploaded so far at HolandCustoms.com or on Facebook, Holland Customs.
There you go, Martin. He's
the
show.
You can find us that way.
So, I mean, there was a lot of cool stuff on there, Martin. Please feel free to take a look. I mean, it was a pretty close battle. I mean, even though I did not win it, I must give myself a pat on the back. And everyone's like, why the hell would you give yourself a pat on the back? You finished 22nd. I will pat myself on the back for one reason. I am the only one in the whole entire bracket that had the NC State Wolfpack going to the Final Four. Okay? And the only reason I'm making a big deal of that is because there was only 2% of brackets filled out that had NC State in the Final Four, and I was one of them. So, I mean, to be top 2 in the country for that, I recognize, there, I'm patting myself on the back. But, like I said, our big winner is Mr. Little. Oh, blah, 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 Johnny. Wow. Thanks, Bill. Mr. Beebe, where did you finish? Let's see. Oh, there you are. 4th and 5th, and then 7th. So, yes, you can shut me up, Bill. You did do a lot better than me. So, I mean, what are you trying to do? Huh?
Something acting stupid.
Okay. Yes, you were top 10 in all your brackets, Bill. I will give you your props, sir. But you didn't win, so sucks to be you. I'll be messaging you guys right after my boys go to bed. There you go. You will get in contact with us tonight so we can get that figured out. But I thank everyone who did fill out a bracket. Bill was last because he was too busy with oh, God. That might be possibly true. I mean, like you said, though, I give him props. He had... You're in rare form tonight. I like this.
Oh, yeah. Very little sleep. And been busting my ass all day.
That is true. So, he just messaged the Basement Show page. Martin, I will get back to you after the show. Unless Shannon wants to handle that business, that is up to her. I don't know what she's doing, but...
She's getting unstinkified.
Unstinkified. There you go.
She's getting a shower.
Gotcha. I wasn't last at all, Mr. Grimm? No. I mean, Bill filled out 3 brackets, and all 3 of his brackets finished in the top 10. So I got to give him his props.
You know where I finished? Dead last.
Well, then you were tied with like 3 other people, sir.
Yeah, dead last.
Because as much as I hate to admit it, there were some people who signed up for the bracket but never filled out a bracket. So, I mean...
In his chair? Yep, usually I'm in my chair. I was going to do this from my chair tonight, but I decided to come in the studio because I just have too much stuff in my studio to play with.
Yeah, well, that and I probably like egged you on a little bit. I knew as soon as I started playing the noises when you said, but ass is ass, I was like, I am dead.
It is true. I almost said something different, but Facebook would have definitely snagged me on that one.
Well, now you can say it because you're in the studio. You can say what you want.
Because ass is ass and pussy is pussy.
There you go. Straight from the horse's mouth himself. That's why one of the gifts you can get is Adopt a Willie.
That is true.
You have Mr. Willie nearby?
You can adopt a Willie.
And you go. And he comes with the birth certificate.
Yep. And there's big Willies too. No, I've been working on this all day.
What's that?
Business card holder.
There you go.
Yeah, that's been my day. That and hanging a TV.
Yeah, you did more than me. The only thing I really did today when I went food shopping to grab my essentials.
No. Went out, ran to Wawa, went to the store to grab dinner, and that was it.
That's all I did. I mean, 80 degrees, and I didn't see outside till about 7 o'clock tonight.
Oh, no, it was too bright for me. Us vampires don't like bright light.
That is true. I mean, I did try to peek outside yesterday a little bit for that solar eclipse, and it was kind of a letdown around here. I'm not going to lie. But I watched videos of other places, so if you were into Papo Totality, you got a pretty awesome show, I will say. But we were trying something different tonight, so we will be back in a brief minute. We're not going to run one, but we're going to run 2 commercials tonight in support of Holland's Customs. And are we doing? Yeah, we can do that now. Why not? So,
I don't know. It's your call.
Okay. First one, most people have already seen. It's the second one that people haven't seen yet. So, I'm going to catch my breath real quick. But we're going to run this, and then we'll come back. And since Grim has joined us, we will dive into WrestleMania. Because it was the hot-filled conversation of the weekend.
Thanks for the warning.
I'm getting yelled at, or are you getting yelled at?
I'm getting yelled at.
I just got out of the shower, and I'm glad I peeked over before I walked out half naked, because the whole world would have saw my naked butt.
Well, I already pretty much called him out tonight, so don't feel bad. But
really,
we'll let the happy couple fight. I'm going to run this commercial real quick. So enjoy, and here's Holland's Customs. And there you have it. That is the old Holland Customs commercial. We will be debuting the new one tonight at some point, so stay tuned so you can see the updated Holland's Customs commercials. And Bill, I'm sorry, but there is no skin reveal, nudity on this show. If you want that, you got to tune in Friday night.
I'm still not
My-
getting naked Friday night.
So, I mean, and then we have Mr. Grimm's infamous line, which I adore because I couldn't agree more with it. All of us here love and miss AJ and hope always loved, always missed, never forgotten. It says love daddy and mommy, but you can also throw Uncle Johnny into the mix as well because I miss them every single day. But so, with that being said, if you're in chat and watch WrestleMania, like I said, this night will be a lot of WrestleMania talk. We will split it up probably into 2 segments. But we can start with night 1, match 1. The man Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. What were your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was it a good match, boring match? Were you surprised?
The Rhea Ripley match.
Yes.
First, Rhea Ripley's looking really good now that the hair is coming back in. I mean, but I mean, she did kind of look like the singers, so yeah, that is Chris Motionless. Yeah, that's her and Marilyn Manson's son. Gotta be, because But no, I mean, wasn't surprised. Actually, had called that previously because Becky's contract is up.
That is true. I mean, I thought it was an entertaining match. I thought they both did up. It was an excellent match.
I mean, it's one of those things that it's been the same people going after Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
But now the draft is coming and you've got new superstars that are over there already because the women's NXT champion is coming over. You got Jade Cargill, which I really don't see Rhea keeping that belt with Jade Cargill.
Got Mr. Chris in chat. What's up, Johnny? Philly sports right now. It's absolutely pathetic. Couldn't agree more.
Nope.
He says, I love what WWE is doing in capital letters.
I like what they're doing. If you watched anything, and last night I was actually surprised that they showed it on Peacock, but on Wednesday, tomorrow. I mean, they've already got the Bray Wyatt thing running, which I heard that's really, really good. I haven't caught that yet. But they are going to give you a look behind the curtain for the WWE. And I think that depending how long you've followed wrestling and how much you know about wrestling, I think a lot of people are going to come down to a certain conclusion. And we'll go over that conclusion once we get to that point. But as you saw, yes, Rhea Ripley retained her title, which I did say originally, and we had talked about. Becky's contract is over. She has not re-signed yet with the WWE, and I don't think she is going to re-sign. And I think Becky Lynch you will see over at AEW probably by the end of the month to the beginning of next month. Unless something changes.
Yeah, or if she doesn't take some time off first. There's a lot of them that could use some time off because you can tell injuries are nagging them. They're constantly on the road performing. So I mean,
they're even though that they only air Monday and Friday nights, they are still at least 5 to 6 days a week because If not, they're at the training centers, they're at the gyms, they're at, they're at all this and that. Becky and Seth's daughter is getting older, and something. Yeah, earlier Shannon had, or Miss Grimm had something on TikTok, and it was back before WrestleMania, and Becky Lynch was saying that she's already had to explain a lot to her daughter, like why mommy's hurt or why mommy can't pick her up because of a separated shoulder, or why daddy wants to beat up Maui. So, she's starting to get at that. Yeah, you're right, Chris. I do want to watch that. I just haven't had the time to catch it yet. Been pretty busy lately. Yeah, we got a big event that we're planning, which will get dropped tonight. I don't have cue cards. I actually have
and the voice of reason.
It just came to me in the shower. It's combining everything that they love and.
Right. I get a lot of things that come to me in the shower.
I'm sure you do, big boy. I'm sure you do.
But good evening, Matt. Thank you for popping in tonight. I mean, it was a good way to start WrestleMania. That was a good back and forth type of match.
Come on, girls. Out.
Ultimately, we knew who was going to win because of what you said, what was going on. But all that aside, it was still a really good match.
Yeah, because I mean, everybody looks at it that WrestleMania is the big event, but you have to look at wrestling the same way you look at baseball, football. You've got your regular season, and then you've got your finish of the season. You got your World Series, you got your Super Bowl. Well, WrestleMania is your Super Bowl. That is the end, technically, of that year for wrestling.
Yes.
So Monday night last night was the first show of the new season.
That is true.
So now they go, granted you have your competitions, your things like that, but now this is all how it starts building again.
Very, very true. Jackie's back in chat. Welcome back.
I'm back.
No, I thought she said it. She's like, I'm back. Sorry.
Yep.
And after the Rhea match, we had the tag team ladder match, right?
I believe so.
I think that's which you gotta have Rock versus Cody at SummerSlam. You might.
We will get to that one.
Yep, we will definitely get to that one. That is definitely a hot topic.
The tag match for the belts, yes, they finally split the belts apart again, which is really, in a way, yes, they should be split apart, but I think with splitting them apart, that also you should be on, it's a SmackDown belt, but you should also be over to Raw, and Raw belt should also go to SmackDown, because now that Judgment Day had no need to fear the final bosses here. Oh God, here he goes.
I'm mad at him right now.
Uh-oh. Miss Grimm said she's mad at Jay. I don't know why.
I'm still waiting on that chat.
Some kind of chat. Don't look at me, Jay. I didn't do it.
Not it.
Not it. So with that, I'm glad kind of the route that they went. I mean, they put R-Truth over, which this is really the first real piece of gold R-Truth has held, because he's held the 24/7 belt,
which is a joke.
Yeah, because as you can see, that's no longer even looked at anymore. That just fizzled out. But to team him up with the Miz and now bring the Miz from heel to face, I think was a really good move. I'm not saying anything against DIY, but DIY, they had their opportunity and they had quite a run over at NXT. So, I mean, and the Judgment Day with the storyline, I think that they're going to get ready to go with. They had to get the belts dropped from Judgment Day. It's the only way this story is going to work that I think they're going to go with. Who else do we have in that match? DIY, Truth.
You had Austin Theory and Grayson Waller who won the SmackDown belts.
There, I mean, I would rather see, the whole like I'd rather see anybody but them win it, because listening to those two idiots on Friday night, which just means that, dumbass Logan Paul will be there with them and they got their whole little thing going on. But again, you're not giving it to teams that have had these belts for a while and carried these belts. I mean, if the Usos were still together, and whether they were bloodline or whether they were, on their own, as the Usos, but not Uso bloodline, they would have been in that match and they would have, somewhere along the lines, probably chances are the Usos would have been walking away with a belt. And I'm also surprised and, in a way, kind of glad that they did not give it to New Day. New Day and all these other people have had time. You want people that haven't had any time to get some belts. It gives them a chance to work on a story.
Agreed.
R-Truth, there is a million directions that they could go with, and they showed that last night on Raw when he turned around and said, I brought the belts back to the Judgment Day. And automatically there was a match.
Would you rather Saturday or Sunday?
What, for that thing?
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet. If it's going to be Saturday, what? All right, whatever you want to do. Sorry about that. But it gives a chance for the storyline. And last night, I think that actually showed a lot more where I'm end up with that storyline as we get there.
That is true. And like Bill says, he even made a legal tag during the match when everyone was fighting. That had to be one of the funniest spots of the match. It's not a tag team match, but there has to be some comic relief when it comes to R-Truth. So to do a hot tag made it that much funnier.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that was the thing I think everybody expected last night when they had said, a 3-on-3 wrestling match with somebody that you can't see, and automatically everybody thought, well, this is going to be the little Jimmy skit. But automatically it wasn't that. It was John Cena, where it comes into now that is R-Truth, childhood hero, even though that R-Truth was about 40 years old when John Cena was around. So, it's R-Truth is really good comic relief, and that is one of the reasons that they have kept him around so long, because he does make a really good fan favorite.
I couldn't agree more with that statement. I mean, there were a couple minor spots, like big spots in this match, but other than that, it was just a traditional ladder match. I mean,
it was basically the way it looks like with the WWE is it looks like the WWE is trying to go back towards the old Attitude Era, and that's during the time period when you had the Hardy Boys, because now you've got tables, ladders, and chair matches, where lately we haven't seen tables, ladders, and chair matches. It's been ladders or street fights, but it hasn't been. So it looks, since they're now trying to turn this back over towards the people, this looks like WWE does a great job with those ladder matches. No, they do. And it's like me and Johnny had both said. And it comes back to like when The Rock hit Cody Rhodes with that weight belt. No matter how much training you do, no matter how many times you fall, we've actually been to the arenas like CZW and places like that, and we've watched these guys take bumps. And no matter how much you train to actually get hit with that ladder or going through a table or getting slapped with a kendo stick, there is no way to properly train your body to be prepared.
I couldn't agree more.
Kendo sticks are worse. The more they crack, the worse they are, because then when you get smacked with it, it actually pinches the skin and pulls the skin with it.
Ouch.
So yeah, a fresh kendo stick, getting hit with a fresh kendo. Nightwolf, how are you, Nightwolf?
Yeah, thanks for joining, Nightwolf. Don't know who you are, but thank you for popping in.
Yeah, so getting hit with a fresh kendo stick is not, it's not going to feel good, but the second they hit you, that bamboo splinters and cracks. It's me, RJ.
RJ.
RJ. It's Heather's son, RJ.
Oh, evening.
So yes, to actually get hit with a kendo stick after it's been cracked is it sucks a lot more
Yeah.
than actually getting hit with the brand new kendo stick.
Like Jackie says, ouch. And I can't. A good way to put it, Jackie. Ouch.
Like with same principle with getting hit with those chairs. Okay, yeah, you can smack a chair and dent it, but I mean to actually take one of those shots, across your back. You notice they use the flattest part of the chair, but your body does not. No matter how much you train for that, your body will not be ready for that shot. So yes, It is a storyline, but it is also who is going to push it to the max to actually get the top rating for their show and to actually get their shows better. Because as I was talking to somebody about it the other day, Tony Khan has just a big sandbox. And he's got all of these wrestlers he's picking up over at AEW. And when he's tired of this batch, he sets them down and picks up a couple more and starts playing with them. And when he gets tired, he goes home.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
as I said, that the table ladder and chair match, that was pretty good because it's not something you normally see anymore.
that is true. But like, just going back to what you're saying about people bracing for, like impacts and stuff. You see the welts and stuff when we're in the back almost like instantly. I mean, it's insane to see like some of the bumps that people do take to entertain us and like make it seem like it's more realistic when it really is. But you like seeing welts, yeah, it just
like the chops across the throat, where you see the chops and their chest is turning red. Okay, we went to CZW, the dungeon, the one night, and we were watching, and they were actually showing how to do the chops. And yes, you are getting contact, but it is done in a way that you would not even think that it is done, and it actually gets the most effect.
sounds like we might have to do a live demonstration one night.
Yep.
I'll take it. I brought up the idea. I'll do it.
Who holds the belts for SmackDown tag team is Austin Theory and Waller.
Yep.
Grayson Waller. Ugh.
The
And
A-Town Down Under.
Yeah, and on Raw, it is R-Truth and The Miz, which is also making The Miz relevant again, because for the past couple months, The Miz has not been relevant.
Not at all. All right, after the six-pack ladder match, you had another, but this one was traditional tag team match. Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio.
Okay, everybody wanted to see this match because everybody wanted to see Dom get his ass beat by his father. This
Yes.
was that opportunity that he gets to put his hands on him, and it's there still holds barred, but Ray gets a chance to get his final shot on his son. But this is where also, if you notice, okay, so Rey Mysterio is part of LWO. Okay. Judgment Day tried to get Andrade to join. Andrade said go pound sand, and he wasn't going to do it. Escobar is not going to join into Judgment Day.
Mhm.
But Dom is now teaming up outside of the Judgment Day. So right there, that is still playing into the storyline of where I will end up with the Judgment Day once we hit that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Because as of right now, on the first night, the only one to have gold still was Rhea Ripley.
Correct.
Okay. Mommy is always on top. Mommy is basically, has been said that she is the boss of Judgment Day. But if you notice, she is no longer coming out with Dom. She is no longer writing DM on her cheek.
Yeah.
So there's something there if people aren't catching. I wonder how many days it takes to fully heal after a match. The thing is, these guys, they do these matches, and the very next day, I mean, you think Saturday and Sunday, these guys had matches. Monday night, they were directly back in to Raw. And some of them had matches again right away. But by Tuesday, they're in training centers. So really, this is why you'll see these guys put on shows and shows and shows, and then all of a sudden they disappear for a while. And you look at Cody Rhodes last year when he tore that pectoral muscle. He still did that match with that torn muscle. If everybody remember, he was black and blue all the way across his chest. But he had to have it surgically repaired. And then he was out for almost 8 to 9 months. So a lot of these guys, the thing you have to say is, like, if you look at the ladder match, okay, the very first question I have is, who's getting up and going to be pissing blood the next morning when you get put through one of those ladders? Because granted, the ladders are worked. If you look at the way the one broke, you can see the ladder is like it's got basically like a fiberglass area where it is supposed to crack. And when they crack, they always break very nicely and very even. They're not rigid cracks. But still, you are being put through on something that is metal and fiberglass, and you are hitting your kidneys and other things. So yes, you have some of these guys, yes, right now for a couple days are going to be pissing blood, or bruised kidneys, possible cracked rib. So
yeah, injuries it varies, honestly.
Yeah, who is your favorite wrestler? I don't know. I have certain wrestlers that I follow, and then I have certain wrestlers that I just can't stand, but I would not say I definitely have a favorite. I would say, if I was to do it, I would more along the lines be building a dream team.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a loaded question to even try to answer. I mean, I don't know really about nowadays, but all time, like one of my all time favorites, I gotta go with the Mick Foley for Sign of Mankind.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Mick. So, like I said before, I'm old school wrestling. Do the old WWE guys still wrestle? Some do. Some get smart and go, you know what? I'm getting out of this while the getting's good. I mean, Cena got smart. He got out of it while he could. He got out on top. The same thing with The Rock. The Rock got out while he was on top. And the thing is, that's what you want to do. You want to go out on top. You don't want to go out on the bottom because, I mean, look at Triple H. Yeah, Triple H went out. He lost Undertaker, Sting. Sting just retired. Sting's been doing this for like what?
Ever.
Yeah,
35 years?
at least 35, 40 years. I mean, Sting started out on, WCW and he had been at WWE. And now he just finished up his last match at AEW.
Correct.
Taker, if you look at The Undertaker, for years, the man could barely walk right. He is now starting to move right, but it has been 2 complete and total hip replacements. It's been years out. Don't get me wrong. The other night, The Undertaker looked amazing. He still looked good. He didn't let himself go. But
A lot of these people don't.
but he could not come back and do this again because he's got too much ring rust just being gone, for the time that he's been gone.
Yeah.
An occasional appearance here and there, something along those lines. I mean, probably I'd say one of my favorite wrestlers that just passed would be Bray Wyatt, because Bray Wyatt really worked with his characters. He worked with the Wyatt and the Wyatt family and developed the Wyatt into what Bray Wyatt was. He developed the Fiend into what the Fiend was. He developed the newer version of Bray Wyatt once he came back to Raw. And it's really a shame. He was a young man. I got some kids, and it's really a shame that, a heart attack from COVID, also complications from COVID, took him at such a young and early age. But, his legacy of doing things and the way he did it and the way that he worked with his characters, I think you're going to see that a lot more, especially now that his brother Bo Dallas will be coming back.
Yeah. I couldn't have said that any better. I mean, I wholeheartedly agree. There's not much you really can else say about that, though.
Yeah, because I definitely think they've been in talks. They want to do something called the Wyatt Sticks. And if you're looking at this, you've got Bo Dallas.
Yep.
Potentially Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, Alexa Bliss, but that still leaves 2 open spots.
Can you say that again?
Shut up, Alexa. That still leaves 2 open spots, which they could fill with a lot of potential characters in there right now.
Yeah. The only question is who? Did my daughter hates?
Hey, Gary.
She's like, Mom, John Cena spelled his name wrong. It has his own theme song. Yes, Cena has his own theme song.
Yep, and he actually sang them.
Yep. What's up, Mr. Gary? Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in tonight.
So, I mean, the match The biggest thing that went over with that match was it gave the opportunity for the Philadelphia Eagles, Jason Kelsey, and a
What this?
little bit more pop in there. And yeah, I think that's what really made the match go over there.
Yeah. You can't, see me. I thought the same thing when he jumped over the top rope. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, Jason Kelsey is a big guy and still relatively young. Who knows? He says, "Hi, we're sitting here in the yard."
Always fun.
Hope all is okay, Heather. Thank you for popping in.
Yeah, hopefully all is all right.
But like, could you see possibly maybe more Jason Kelsey now that he's done playing football, or is this like a one-time thing?
I could see him doing this, but making this a career thing, I think it's gonna turn out to be like the same thing like Grunk. You're gonna see him maybe a couple times, and then he's just gonna disappear.
Is Jason Kelsey from Philly? He's in the area. I don't know if he lives in the city itself, but a lot of the pro athletes live in this area.
Voorhees, Philly,
Out in the suburbs, Delaware County. Yeah. So I mean,
but
they're
yeah,
all around.
I think that's really what made that match was just the two Eagles coming out and dealing, adding into that match. Other than that, I think it just would have been kind of same matches as before.
Yep. All right. So the next one, night one, you had brother versus brother, Jay versus Jimmy, which I thought, in my honest opinion, was the worst match of the night.
Okay, so one of the things I said was this match was going to determine the course of the bloodline. It's going to set the stage for the bloodline. Now, Jimmy was a J, main event J. He went over to Raw. Everybody was kind of like, no, nobody's going to trust him or anything like that. But Jimmy still wanted him to come back to the bloodline. And at one point, we thought maybe Jimmy had seen different ways and he was going to, turn around, and that would have been it. It would have been, Jimmy leaving the bloodline, and, he would have joined up with his brother, and then we would have the Usos tagging again. But he ended up beating his brother, which, again, also is going to set up a big part of the storyline for the bloodline.
Yeah, especially after last night now.
Exactly, because like I said, we gotta go along, because all these are sooner or later they're going to work themselves out. It used to be one day that you had the WrestleMania. So your entire stories came around to a complete circle to where they were going to finish up. And you knew where you were going to be. With two nights, now you had to guess what was going to happen the next night.
Yes. No, again, a very good take and a very honest, fair take. I mean, adding the second night of WrestleMania has changed a lot over the course of the last couple of years.
Yes.
And it also doesn't make you have to sit in the same seat for 7 hours.
That's true.
But no, I just
in those elements, because sometimes it could be cold. It could have been raining its ass off all day long.
Nope, I'm happy I didn't go. I mean, it would be a cool thing to experience once, but the price has to be right, and the weather has to be absolutely pitch perfect.
Yeah.
But the price point of what these tickets were going for this weekend, even if I won a lottery, there'd be no way in hell I'd be dropping what people were dropping for those tickets.
I wouldn't even have gone to Friday and Monday night because of with the weekend, those tickets were through the roof as well.
Again, I wouldn't mind going, especially on a Friday, because you get the SmackDown and then the Hall of Fame right afterwards. So you're basically getting two things for the price of one.
Right.
So that may be worth it if it was the right price. But again, seeing what some of these tickets were going for, no way. Well,
What
Jackie,
was depending where you wanted to be. Like there were people on the floor that were probably paying, what, $2 to $3 a ticket,
yeah, if not more.
and that's per night.
Yeah, easily. And the fact that like I met some people who came from overseas at the two events I went to last week at the 2300 Arena. They were doing more than one thing because if you're coming from far out, you want that full WrestleMania experience. So you're gonna do as many meet and greets as you can. You're gonna go to as many shows as you can. And like some of these people, like the group of guys we were talking to from Ireland, they were younger than me. They were probably in their late 20s, early 30s, and they said they dropped like 60,000 pounds for the whole entire week. Which I don't know the transaction rate of that, but that sounds like a shitload of money. I mean,
How much is it?
I can look it up real quick if you want. I mean,
Yeah, if you want
uh,
60,000 pounds to the US dollar.
let's see, Google 60,000 pounds. No, that's not right then, because that's coming out to 76,000, but that's not right. But so say 20,000. Let me see what 20,000 is. 20,000. Yeah, I mean, for three people, that's probably more reasonable. Like you're looking at a trip like maybe like $10,000 to $15,000 for an entire week.
And now that's per person.
I'd probably say that would be all together. So you probably, if you do it right, you could probably spend per person for an entire week. You're talking airfare, hotel, you get your tickets at a discounted price, and all the events. Probably about $5,000 to $7,000 per person. No,
No.
thank you.
Because
I
there were
mean,
people that were paying that kind of money just for fucking nosebleeds.
yeah, no thanks.
And at that point, you're not even going to see. They're going to look like ants. And at that angle, I don't even think you would have seen the big screen over top of the ring.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I saw some of the aerial shots of like when they were showing like the panoramic views. Like you can just see people at the top of it, and they just couldn't even see.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to figure you spend all that money on the ticket. You haven't even talked souvenirs. You haven't talked food, drink, anything like that. I mean,
like Matt said, you spend an arm and a leg to get in. I mean, if not, you might have to sell your kidney too. I mean, it would be cool to experience stuff like that, but it has to be the right price.
I said years ago, me, Heather, and her mother went to a pay-per-view in Philadelphia, and we spent $1,500 on 3 tickets, and we were 4 rows from the ring. So it was like $500 per ticket.
Okay. $500 nowadays probably wouldn't even get you into that type of show.
You should have gotten something too.
What are you doing? No, not that. Where'd you send it?
On Facebook.
Didn't get it yet. It's probably what's this? Hold on. It's probably a great experience, but shit, at home it's free for free and you can get close up to the TV. That is Grimm's favorite thing to do.
Yep, I had the best seat in the house.
And I was over there Saturday for night one. How big's your TV? 85 inches?
86.
There you go.
So I was like right there in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, pretty much. All
Feel
right.
getting beds.
I never got the thing that you sent, so
It's an event on Facebook.
did you tag me in it?
I sent you the invite for it. It's something that if you want to bring up on the show, you can.
Okay, I will double check. Oh yeah, that's a nice TV. Best seat in the house. All right. Next, after the Jay and Jimmy, like I said, if you ask me, Jay versus Jimmy, worst match of the weekend. My honest opinion.
No, I think it could have been better.
It would be good to know somebody. Matt, I wholeheartedly agree. And then the next one on the bill for Saturday night, you had the 6-woman tag team match: Bianca Belair, Naomi, Jade Cargill, and versus Damage Control.
Okay, I was actually honestly expecting them to build up on Damage Control, but Jay Cargill pick up the win, which is good because she's been sitting here months without any action, and now they finally have given her something, and she took the pin, which is good because I think that is going to lead up to your next challenger for Rhea Ripley's belt.
What, Mrs. Cargill?
Yeah, that whole little powwow of Bianca, Naomi, and Jade Cargill cannot last forever. Jade is her record at AEW was 50-0.
Yeah.
And as of last night, she is on Raw. And she won last night's match within a matter of like 30 or 40 seconds.
That was a squash match and a half, though. I mean, I kind of feel bad for Chelsea Green in that aspect.
Yeah. But I mean, right there, like I said, Jade Cargill is not good for, a tag match. She's one of the heavyweights for the title. I think you could see Bianca and Naomi going after tag belts.
Yeah.
And working that route. But I don't think, I don't think, I think you're going to see Jade Cargill go after Rhea Ripley next. Rhea's going to run her mouth, and, because right now, if you think about it, Rhea has pretty much beaten everybody in the locker room except for Jade.
Yeah, you're right. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. But this match did come with a lot of criticism. I don't know if you read about this, heard about it or not, but there's a certain somebody who was built to be unbeatable, but now is 0 for 8 in the 8 WrestleMania matches she's been a part of. Do you know who that is?
She's been built to be unbeatable, but
that's how she was brought into WWE as someone that was like top of the line, unbeatable, nobody could beat her. And then she lost her first WrestleMania, and she hasn't won a match in 8 WrestleMania appearances. And Bill is right.
Asuka. Yeah, no, he is right because she's dropped the belt.
Asuka is a career 0 for 8.
She's dropped the belt at Mania, which this also puts a damper onto Damage Plan because those three there They didn't have any titles. Kairi Sane was just brought back over. And the Kabuki Warriors only lasted for a while they had the belts. After the belts were gone, they broke the Kabuki Warriors up. And Dakota Kai, was against Charlotte because Charlotte took the belt from her.
Yep, Bill, you're 100% right, sir.
And Dakota Kai's got a lot of room to grow. Like, I think at NXT, Dakota Kai was held back. And it's the same thing. It's like Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox has a lot to grow, but they're not playing Tegan Nox like they should.
Nope.
The problem is Tegan Nox, which you haven't seen, she's injury prone.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens with a lot of these smaller females. They don't have a lot of meat on their bones, so they tend to get hurt more easily.
Well, she came out and she made NXT, Tegan Nox, and her first major match at NXT, she tore an ACL and she was out. Dakota Kai was doing really good. Her and Tegan Nox were teaming up, but now Dakota Kai is over here. I think Dakota Kai, I think you're going to see Damage Control go their separate ways.
Possible, but Asuka and Chloe Sane do have the tag team titles right now.
Yeah, I mean, I see them hanging for a while, but I don't see that lasting.
No, especially after what happened night 2. But we will save that. So, I mean, again, they built up Jade Cargill for this match. It was her coming out party, and she showed up. But just to go back to Asuka real quick, like, someone like that you can't hold down forever. She does have to, at some point, get her WrestleMania moment, because I feel like she has earned it. When will she get it? Who knows? But if you ask me, I think she is deserved at least one.
Yeah, I think she's deserved the one.
So, all right, and then I thought it was probably one of the hardest hitting matches of the night. You had the Intercontinental Championship with Gunther versus Mr. Sami Zayn.
I think there was only one reason that got dropped. And that's because Gunther can't go anywhere right now.
Yes, because he has an international visa problem that has been publicized and put out there. Gunther cannot leave the country for 6 months. I think it started last month. In the next couple months, WWE is taking a lot of the premier live events to different countries, which I can probably speak for you is absolutely fucking stupid.
Yeah, because May 4th we're going to France, and then the 25th, 26th, or 26th, 27th, we're going to Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel, King and Queen.
Yep.
And then we come back home, and in June, we're up in Toronto, Canada.
Yeah, for Money in the Bank.
July will be the technical SummerSlam.
Well, no, that's actually August 3rd. So that is in August.
Okay, so they're doing that in August. So then in August, you've also got them going to Germany.
Yes.
So technically, there's only one in June. I think, no, that's July. They're coming to Cleveland. That's the last.
August 3rd is in Cleveland. That's for SummerSlam.
Okay.
And then August 31st is Clash in Berlin.
Which is a SummerSlam version too.
Yes. And then July, you have Clash of the Castle, and that one's in Scotland.
Yeah, that's right. So I think that is the only reason why they dropped that belt.
Yeah, I mean, it is
Don't
possible.
get me wrong. I'm glad that they did put it on Sami Zayn. I mean, don't get me wrong. Caillou isn't my favorite wrestler, but I'm kind of tired of Gunther too.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good back and forth match. I mean, Gunther, I think once he gets everything figured out, now echelon maybe into that heavyweight title bracket.
I think moving up to a new title bracket for him would be his best option.
So I mean, it is cool to see Sammy get gold again. A lot of people don't like Sammy. I tolerate him. I'm not a big fan of him. I like him. I don't like him. So
no, he's not my favorite, but like I said, I'm glad to see that they finally gave him something, that they put him over, other than just tag team titles.
yes,
Maybe this will show that he's got more potential than just being, being a doubles competitor.
yeah, that is possible. I mean, he has been slowly working his way towards the top. I mean, so to see him now at the top of the intercontinental level, I mean, I can live with that. I mean, at that one movie performed off the top rope, I thought he jumped on his head. But then when you go back and rewatch it, it didn't. He never did. But
It looked like a really bad bump there.
yeah,
I thought somebody might have ended up with a broken neck or something.
yeah, it definitely was scary, but he pulled it off. I mean, and looking at CBS Sports, this is the first match I've seen on the results page that has gotten an A. They gave this match an A plus.
Really?
So I mean, I don't know who does all the reporting for CBS Sports when it comes to WWE, but like a couple of these matches are getting like C, C minuses, B minuses, but this one has an A plus. He must be Canadian, whoever writes these articles.
Yeah, I was going to say, gotta be a damn Canadian. Damn French people.
Yep, and then after that one, you had the main event for night one. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins versus The Rock and Roman Reigns.
Okay, so the way that played out, that was the only way that it could be played for what they were planning to do. And this is where I think anybody that's going to watch WrestleMania behind the curtain is going to start saying certain things that have happened in the past are happening now.
Yeah.
And of course, you're going to have The Rock, and, granted, they had no interference really, but it was still bloodline rules. They made it so that there was no way possible. So this way they could make it an underdog story, because they wanted Cody to have the underdog story.
That's just me putting something in chat.
Yeah. So, I mean, that match right there's nothing really else that could be said, but it had to go down that way in order for everything to work on Sunday night.
That is true. But let me ask you this question as someone who has watched wrestling for many, many, many years, myself included. Rock is now 51 years old, which is hard to believe. And he was building at two.
Good. I just hit 51. I wish I looked that damn good.
Okay, they're building him at 285. We both have said Saturday night it's all muscle.
Oh yeah, he has definitely gotten bigger, and he has become more muscular.
Now let me ask you this question, because WrestleMania 32 doesn't count. So his last real match was WrestleMania 29 when it was him and John Cena. So we're talking 11 years almost. How do you think he looked for that much of a layoff?
I was actually surprised. He really didn't do bad. I mean, for being out of the ring for 11 years with all the ring rust that he would have had on him, because, I mean, think about it, really. What does he do? He does movies. Yeah, he still trains and everything like that. But I think you're going to see things on behind the scenes. He's got an image that he has to keep up. And now that his daughter's in there, I wouldn't be surprised if you had seen him training with his daughter. I mean, I think he had to train to get back into some sort of ring ring readiness.
Yeah, ring shape is what they call it, I think.
But I mean, for the most part, it wasn't really even a wrestling match.
That's true.
It was
I mean,
kind of, like he walked over to the referee and he goes, "Don't even fucking count it." I mean, they bleeped it out, but don't you even fucking count it. I'm your boss and I can fucking fire you. And the referee at one point walked over to Cody Rhodes and he goes, "Look, I'm sorry." The referee is apologizing because technically the hands are tied, and because of The Rock's stature and how much The Rock actually owns.
yeah, recently he has bought a lot into TKO. And he
Right.
has dropped a lot of money to own his persona to where it is now.
Yeah, because if he didn't buy in, because he's been going as Dwayne Johnson.
Yep.
He has not been going as Dwayne The Rock Johnson. If he didn't buy into TKO, he would have lost the rights to The Rock.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, but yeah, there's not much you can say. I mean, it was a good back and forth match. All four took pretty good bumps. I mean, how at one point you have, was it, uh, Reigns and I think it was Cody fighting out in the crowd,
Yep.
which you don't really see that much anymore. So to actually see that was pretty cool because that's what they used to do with these type of big matches, fighting all over the place anywhere they can.
The only thing I expected something more the second that Reigns speared The Rock. I thought that right there was going to be the turning point.
Yeah, definitely a good take. I could understand that.
Wrestling is on. I think that's Monday Night Raw. What other days? Depends on what brand you're watching because Monday night you have Raw. Tuesday night you have NXT, which is everybody in basically WWE's training camp coming up the ladder. Wednesday night you've got AEW. Thursday night there's nothing. Friday night you've got SmackDown and AEW. Saturday night you've got AEW again. So it depends where.
Yeah, depends where your alliance lies, Jackie. Are you WWE or are you for AEW? Which it is cool to see pro wrestling back on 5-6 nights a week. I will say that, but you just gotta ask yourself: are you team WWE or are you team AEW? And then Matt says the thing between The Rock and The Undertaker was crazy. It was. We will talk about that. I don't know if we're going to dive into night 2 tonight or not, since we're already an hour and a half into the show. If not, we can talk about night 2 next week if Glenn wants to come back on. Because night 2 had a little bit more of a twist to it.
Yeah, because like I said, night 2 is going to tie a lot of stories together, and Monday Night Raw pretty much solidified it.
Yeah, I talked to her about that, and she said it was SummerSlam.
Talked to her about that, and she said that it was SummerSlam.
Okay.
Oh, what? That Rock and Cody Rhodes are going to be at SummerSlam? It's possible, but yeah. I mean, night two is going to there's a lot to get into night 2, and that's up to you if you want to start it. I know we still have another commercial.
Which I was getting ready to run right now. And then, I mean, it's up to you if you want to keep going for a little bit. People in the chat want to talk about night 2 of WrestleMania while we run the commercial for the brand new commercial for Holland's Customs. Please drop a 1 in the chat if you want to talk about night 2 while we run this commercial. We will be right back. And there you have it. That is a brand new commercial for Holland's Customs. You can find Holland's Customs on Facebook or at hollandscustoms.com and pick up some pretty fucking awesome merchandise.
Yeah, I like that. That actually came out pretty good. We sat down last night and put an audio track to it. That didn't come out too bad.
And we even have shirts for our young fans.
Yes, we even have shirts now that we are doing for our younger fans.
That is
So we're
true.
kid friendly because, for most of you know, LG, Little Grim. So one of the big version is "You're My Favorite Assholes" with the heart, with the skeleton grabbing the girl's ass in the Rev Grimm show. So the new kid version, "You're My Favorite Butthead," the Reverend Grimm show.
It had to be school friendly.
It had to be school friendly.
That was the deal.
And then we decided, because schools also may have a little fit about, having weapons on shirts and stuff. So we made sure. So we made him another one that says, we go this way. I want to grow up, you like Rev Grimm, blah, blah, blah.
They came out cool. Here you go.
There you go. So now we have children's apparel too. So yes, it is
ever growing, as I always put in my post, ever growing Holland's Customs.
Yeah, because I am still working on figuring out the keychains, and we got the coasters, bags, hats.
Yep.
Gary knows that quite well because he was our first winner that got himself a hat and a T-shirt.
The den has now become part of Hole and Customs.
Yep, the den is now part of Hole and Customs, and I completely rearranged Hole and Customs yesterday. Thank you, Jackie. There you go. There's Basement Show.
You get ski hats. I can do backpacks on Amazon. We can
Yep.
do it all for you.
Yep. We got what? Oh yeah, we got the trucker hats, and we can sublimate on them, or we can do the vinyl.
Please supplement.
Like this is sublimate, so it
Up a
actually
little bit.
be like like a almost like an airbrush picture. And these we can do vinyl and all kinds of good shit on them. So oh yeah, there is a lot that we can do.
And we're adding more every day.
Yep. You name it, we can do it. Like most people, some people, the Willie needs a home. See?
He has a home. He has you guys.
And if you order a Willie, the Willies, they are not squishable Willies. They are a good desk ornament, but they're good to throw at people because we've done this. Or you hand them to your young grandchildren and then tell them to go hand them to their mother. But they
but that's why our grandson got in trouble today.
Because he drew boobies at school.
Uh-huh.
Yep, which I can make booby card holders, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff we could do at Rev Grimm, but every show has its own merchandise, and then there's stuff at Holand's Customs, and if you can't find what you're looking for, contact myself or Mrs. Grimm.
The library is endless.
And the library is endless, and you could spend days just looking through
6.5 million.
6.5 million different images we are up to so far. So we have a very extensive library. As I said, you can go to holandcustoms.com. It will take you. We take all forms of payment. You can contact us through there. You can email us. We can set up your order. And we'll even deliver the order if it's not super far away, or we will ship it to you.
There you go.
There you go. There's an announcement that Miss Grimm wants to bring up. Why don't you come over here real quick and sit in?
Because I want to go smoke a cigarette, and I know that's where you want to go.
Yeah, but I've been taking.
All right.
Miss Grimm has an announcement that she's going to drop.
Which I'm going to bring up on the screen right now.
Okay. So, as everybody knows, we are coming on to the anniversary of the fire. With that being said, Grim and I have been trying to think of something that we wanted to do to get everybody together. So we thought we are going to do a Pokemon crawl at Laurel Acres Park. Laurel Acres Park is a park that the kids spent so much time at. We have so many good memories. They loved going there. They loved doing all the big Pokemon events there. So it was a place of a lot of good memories. So we are going to do the walk on Saturday, May 11th, which is the Saturday after the fire. The event has been put out on Facebook. It's got the location of where Laurel Acres are. We're going to shoot for noon and walk and hang out until, until it stops. I'm not putting a time limit on it. I am reaching out to see if I can rent the gazebo and maybe do some food. I'm not making any promises at this point. But I wanted to get the date out there. That way, if people have to work, they can get off. Jackie, you should have one. I sent it to everybody. If not, I'll post it on the one. Either Johnny or Mr. Knast or I will post it on the basement show. I encourage anybody that is going to be there to wear your AJ and Hope shirts. If you don't have one and you would like one, please get in contact with me. I have a gazillion pictures, images that I've created for them. Yeah, I think that's it. Mr. Knast, does that give you enough time to take off of work?
Yes, I will put in for it tonight, and I'll see what I can do.
That will be 2 Saturdays in a row.
Yeah.
Because the following Saturday, we're moving Grandma.
Yep. In fact, I'll put in for it as soon as the show ends.
Which I was informed today that Dad is getting pizza. So I think there's going to be pizza, burgers, hot dogs, and possibly beer.
Well, I don't drink, so I'll leave the beer out, but...
Yeah. We'll have soda. And
yeah.
Or if you need me, like tea and everything like that.
Well, since we have Miss Grimm sitting in for us right now, we'll also tell you something else that we are in the works of doing with Holland's Customs and everything with the basement show as well. We are, I don't know if we're still going to go next Saturday or not, but we are also looking at starting going to flea markets.
Yep.
Next Saturday we will be at Indian Acres Tree Farm. They are doing an outdoor flea market. We're going to be in the area, scoping it out, handing out cards and stuff, finding out like the gist of things. You might see us at Berlin this summer, Columbus.
Yep, we are looking at a bunch of them right now. Indian Acres still hasn't gotten back to me. I left them a voicemail today. But we've been in talk with my parents. My parents are, really supportive of it. We have the tent. Dad has his generator we'll have, and it's just going to be, we are trying to get Holland Customs out there. For us, the mission statement of Holland Customs is making memories into a reality. And that was started because my issue since the fire with having a traumatic brain injury is I don't have many memories left. Most of my memories have been taken by the TBI. So I have to look at pictures and then be told what had happened or what that day was about. And for a parent, that kills me. It absolutely kills me. So now I make these AI creations and these pictures of things that I think the kids would have liked, being based off of what I've been told. Memory is slowly starting to come back. I did have a memory. I forget, we were coming home from somewhere and I brought something up and he goes, okay, well, that's something that you remember. And I mean, it's slowly getting there, but it's still going to take time.
Yes, so keep your eye on post on the show page. Where will be what Saturday and so forth, and support Holland's Customs. I mean, rather it be custom merchandise or something that she has picked out. If you want some basement show merchandise, it's all under the same umbrella. So please support us.
What the fuck?
I didn't do it.
The kids are here. I don't know if you could see it.
No.
His phone's like on fast forward for the show.
Yeah, there you go. Kids are like, okay, enough about us. Move on.
They're like, F you, we're done.
All right, but so I got bad news for you. No one wants to talk about night 2, so we will save that for next week.
That works, because night 2, I think, is going to get very, very in-depth.
Yes. So if people want to come back next week, we will talk about the second night of WrestleMania, which was very interesting, as Grimm has said. But we'll jump into our other segments real quick before we wrap the show up. If anyone hasn't seen Strolling Across the Bottom all night long, we were raising awareness and Holland's Customs is also helping us out as well. But for every like and heart reaction during our live shows, they now mean something. You have seen us been posting about it in our post every single day. What time will you guys be there Saturday? We will let you know, Jackie. We're not.
I had to take the banner down because it was
It covers
blocked.
the. Yeah, Jackie, keep an eye on the page. We will let you know on the page itself what time Saturday we will be there. It will be Saturday the 13th, though, which is this coming Saturday at some point.
No,
Yeah.
not this Saturday.
Yes, it is.
Wait, what was she talking about? So that way I know where we are.
Indian Acres Tree Farm.
Okay, yeah, we're just going out and we're going to be checking things out there.
Yes.
I thought
But
she was. I thought you guys were talking about the walk thing.
no, we mentioned that May 11th.
Okay, like I said, that's what I hate when I walk away.
You're all good. But no, Flea Market is this Saturday, and then the AJ and Hope Memorial Pokemon Walk will be Saturday, May 11th. So, but as you have seen in our post, this month is Autism Awareness. So I decided it was a good idea to give back. I have been actually contacted by somebody, which I will talk to you about after the show.
I'm going to
So,
bring that back up.
if you want to. So for every like that you drop on the live show, it is 50 cents. And for every heart we get, it is $1. At the end of the month, May 1st, which is a Wednesday, I will be doing a live segment. It will be a probably half-hour segment. We will be sitting here counting up reactions for the month of April. And then I will be on to autismspeaks.org and making a donation in that amount, whatever it comes to help raise awareness for autism. And then the same will be running through May 1st through the 31st. But then June 1st comes around. This time we will be making a donation to Mental Health America National.org, which is another very good organization that raises awareness for mental health. Because anyone who watches our shows on the daily knows that mental health has become a very key staple of the show as well. And now we are doing autism awareness as well to help raise awareness for that cause. So it is two excellent causes. So all you got to do if you're enjoying the show is drop a like or a heart, and it will be counted towards our donation. But it only counts during a live broadcast. So
now,
unfortunately,
I want to stop you there because, as you said, Holland Customs is involved with this too. So during the month of April, from April till May 1st, anybody that orders anything to do with autism awareness, which there is a ton of stuff in Holland's Customs, we will be taking part of that profit and adding that into the donation for autismspeaks.org on May 1st, along with what you yourself are putting in.
yes.
So a portion of every sale will go into that. And then come June or come May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, it will be the same thing. We'll be doing the 50-cent hearts or 50-cent likes, $1 hearts. On June 1st, a donation will be made to the hold on, I know it's coming up. And then June 1st to mhanational.org. Again, Holland's Customs will be involved in that. And during that month, anything that you order that has to do with mental health awareness, part of the proceeds from that sale will also go along with the donation that will be made to that organization.
Yes. So they're both very good causes. They both help raise awareness, and it is an awesome, and it was, I think, a pretty damn good idea to do. Just it's a simple way to give it back and help those who need it. Because we always say when we talk, it's the last little bit of the show. Was it that you can reach out to any of us if you have any problems that you need to discuss. Like, but yes, you can always reach out to any of us on the Basement Show if you feel that you need someone to talk to, if you're having a rough day, or if you just feel alone. We always want people to know that you are not alone. Myself, Rev Grimm, Mrs. Grimm, Mr. J. Williams is always there. You can probably reach out to Mama D when if she's on Thursday night ladies night. Brett, Damon, we're all on board with this, and we all can speak for each other. We're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and depending if it's a leap year or not, 365 days a year. But if you can't get a hold of one of us, the number shown across the bottom is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, which I must applaud. I am seeing it more and more around this area. So I don't know if someone's watching their shows and making it known or what, but 988, someone is there just as much as we are. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So my famous 4 words that I heard from the singer of Disturbed, you are not alone. And we preach that because you are not alone. You have multiple people here on the Basement Show who care, or you can reach out to someone at the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline and they will listen to you as well. Because if you can't find us on Facebook, that's where our new Discord comes into play. You can message us to get you involved with the Discord. It is an all-out server about the show. It helps you find out who you want. Well, who you can get a hold of. There's a segment for myself, Mr. Knast. Grimm has a segment in his own personal show breakdown of mental health. You can leave a message if you don't want him to call you out on the show. You can find him on there. Mrs. Grimm's on there. Mama D.
You can go into the strip club too.
Yeah, if you want to go check out Grimm Strip Club, that's on Discord. You want to drop show ideas, show topics for any one of us. There's a section for each one of our shows. We have 5 shows every single week, and we are adding to that daily. Because starting tomorrow night, for at least the next couple weeks, you will have Wednesday shows as well.
6.
Yes, I know tomorrow night won't be a super long show, but it is going to be an important show. Because before I jump into that, like I said, you have the HolandsCustoms.com. You've seen 2 awesome commercials tonight. Support them. So we got that one going. Then, if you want to message the Rev before he comes back on Friday, you can message the Grimm personally. Rev Grimm Basement Show WIT, WIT, Mr. Knast at gmail.com. You can make it anonymous, leave your name, and so forth. All right, guys, great time as usual. Thank you, Miss Jackie. Thank you for hanging with us. So, yes, you can message the Grimm yourself. You can read it as a prank on the show, whatever you want to do. That email is open 24 hours a day as well. And speaking of shows, now we will talk about the remaining shows for this week. Now, I know we always say Wednesday is a pop-up show, but I think with that going forward, it may become more of a permanent thing for the rest of April and May, which May 4th, we will be making an announcement after Drago and Tink's Neverland. So, once the credits are done running May 4th, stay tuned for a special announcement from me and Mr. Grimm ourselves. But, as we want, tomorrow night, we have the spawn of Grimm, Miss Stephanie. She will be on from 9 to 10. She will be doing probably an hour and 20 minutes just raising awareness for autism. She'll tell you how she deals with it on a daily basis with her son, how you can help. Tips if you're a parent dealing with somebody with autism. Like, she will go over everything, and tomorrow is just geared towards autism awareness. Thursday night, you got the one behind Mr. Grimm right now. Mrs. Grimm is back with Mama D and the Spawner Grimm for Ladies' Night. And if I saw earlier, Mrs. Grimm has couponing ideas coming out soon. So that could be a topic of discussion Thursday night. Or she could be gossiping how she wants to kill Grim. Or Mama D could give you dating advice. Spawn could just be giving shopping advice or cooking. Who knows? She might be cooking something up as well because Dust a cooker is a cook as well. So I mean,
It's
Thursday
not
night.
for the ladies.
No, Thursday night is far from a ladies' night. Anybody joins the show, Mr. Bill Beebe can tell you firsthand. He's been in chat before. He may not have been recently, but guys, we're welcome to join the conversation as well. Even if it's just to pop in and say hi. The ladies don't bite too hard, but that is Thursday night, and it is our most popular show on the Basement Show. It is ladies' night. I will say that firsthand. They do an awesome job. Friday night, the gentleman sitting on screen. Everyone calls him the favorite asshole. To me, I can't do that. He is the Rev Grimm. He has a bizarre show, unpredictable show, fucking crazy show, but it is his show. So if you want some adult humor in the mix, join him on. I was on last week. See, Bill was in last Thursday. But Friday is all bets are off.
It's
I
not
mean,
for the weak of heart.
yes, if you're easily offended, stay the fuck out. That's all I can say. I mean, Bill does provoke the Grimm sometimes, but that's okay because we enjoy it. It makes for a better show. So that is Friday nights at 9 p.m. here on the Basement Show. We call it the Red Grimm Show for a reason. So I always say expect the unexpected.
And you can actually call in and speak live on air.
Yes, you can.
And Shannon's asking you to hold on 1 second. Liar. What liar, Bill? That you don't provoke the Grimm? All right. Uh-huh.
What am I holding
what
for?
you're working on. Yeah, I don't know.
I've got 3 shirts that will be the 3 autism shirts. I'm going to send them out.
Oh, she's sending you the autism shirts. So we can finish out the
lineups.
The lineup. Yes. Yeah, so I don't provoke you. Yeah, but you don't not provoke me either.
I'm going to do it. He deserves it.
A bullshit. A bullshit.
There you go.
Bill, you can't say that type of shit because we're going to call you out every single time.
That's right, because Bill says he's #1 fan, so that means you get the #1 shit. Shit rolls downhill. So we lay it on to you, and then it just rolls downhill from there, Bill.
No provoking at all.
See this? He's already pushing the button.
We'll get him. We'll get him. We'll get him. I promise, sir. We will get him.
Well, I've already.
He's going to be here this weekend. I just found out.
Oh, he's going to be here this weekend.
He wants to come visit.
Johnny, shut up. You are egging him on. No, just remember, I have You've Been Dicked by Rev Grimm stickers printed up.
All right. So here's the one autism shirt Miss Grimm is offering. It says, see the able, not the label, which is very true. Autism speaks saying.
Cute little turtle.
Yep.
Looks like Squirt from Nemo. We said like whoa, and he said like whoa, and he said like whoa, and he said like whoa, and I said whoa.
All right. What makes you different is what makes you beautiful. That's another awesome saying for autism awareness. Has all the puzzle pieces and stuff, so that is a pretty cool shirt as well. And lastly, another one, see the able, not the label, with the puzzle piece missing from the hand. 3 awesome shirts that you can find on HolensCustoms.com. So please feel free to go over and support them. And how many? What is she doing?
It was taking forever to process.
Okay, and then if you're a mother with someone dealing with autism, or you have a son, daughter, that shirt is geared towards you. That is Autism Mom. I mean, all these could be amazing shirts. I can't wait to see what they actually look like when they're done. So again, please go over and check those out on HolensCustoms.com, or You can find Holmes Customs on Facebook as well. So, and that real quick, going back to our show lineup. Thank you, Miss Grimm, for sending those over. Saturday night, you have Drago and Tink's Neverland with Mr. Heartless himself. Lately, he's been doing a lot of Phasmophobia, jump scare type of games. Last week, he went back to Fortnite, which, if he plays Fortnite, we sabotage him. So we need everyone in chat to join in on the fun and sabotage him. I mean, from playing Fortnite on one leg, using one hand controllers, no additional health. I mean, it makes it fun and it makes it more challenging than playing the game normally. So that is a lot of fun to check out as well. Sunday, everyone always says I'm the nice boss, which I could change at any moment. But Sunday night is Sunday night is a night of reprieve. There is no basement show, unfortunately, so that gives you time to either A, catch up on old shows, or B, get ready for the week. Because we're right back at
Just because we're off on Sunday night and we're not doing a show does not mean that we are not working on things to bring new ideas and new things to everybody.
Yes, that is very, very true. And then Monday night, last night, has become such a fun show. I'm not on it, but you may see Grim in chat. Miss Grim, the one behind him, is a reigning, defending, undisputed, four-time champion at Mr. King Uno's Trivia Night. We want people to jump in and join the fun. He does a lot of different things. Last night he did 90s movie, 2000s movies. The week prior was wrestling. He's done Disney. He does like
Villains,
movies, name that
criminals,
tune.
serial killers.
He does it all, and he has
Yeah.
such positive energy when he does it that you just get sucked into it. It is so much fun. But
Especially when he does name that tune or name that character.
no, you do it wrong. It's name that celebrity. Like,
Yeah, and he has a lot of energy and very, very proud and happy to have Mr. Williams here with us in the Basement Show family. He has made a wonderful addition to our family that we have here.
and the only one bit of advice I may throw at people who are interested in playing it: join on Twitch or YouTube, because for some odd reason, Facebook has a 7-second delay. But if you're on Twitch and YouTube, you have a less of a delay. So those other nights, yes, as much as we love our people on Facebook, it is recommended that you watch the show rather Twitch or YouTube. But I mean, as far as I can say, I will say this personally. I'm sure Grim will agree now that he's coming up on 8 months with us here on the Basement Show. The show's not going anywhere. I mean, every single week, I feel we get stronger. We're reaching more new people. We have the same people who come back and support us, and it's just absolutely amazing to see people tuning in for as long as they have, and so forth. Like, I mean, the numbers are incredible. But something else I've noticed recently is that like people are staying in these shows longer than we've had you before, and it's just absolutely amazing to see that people take their time out to show this show the love and support that you give us. And it is absolutely amazing. And from coming from the person who created this back in August of 2022, so I'm fast approaching on 2 years of doing this live. I mean, I'm so thankful that you have made this dream become more of a reality. And the people who helped me, Mr. Grimm, Mrs. Grimm, Mama G, Bonnie Grimm now, Mr. King Uno, Brit Brit, Damon, thank you all for helping me build this. It is a dream come true to be able to entertain people on a nightly basis. Yes, it says the basement show of Mr. Knast, but for those who watch all these shows, only see me one day a week. Maybe I gotta pop in more often on different shows. But to know I have such a good team behind me that allows me to do what we do, it's just astonishing. And I just personally want to thank all you live on the show and make it known that I am forever in debt to all those who either support, watch the shows, help us with the shows, or building these shows. You guys are all fucking awesome. And I am forever grateful and in debt to all of you for making this become such a reality that it is today. But I will promise you this one thing: you ain't seen nothing yet. So other than that, sir, if you have nothing else to say, I'm just gonna actually let me thank everybody real quick. Mr. BB, Mrs. Jackie, Matt, Heather Dahl, who else? Matt was in chat tonight. Gary stopped by. Nightwolf, we found out it was RJ. My buddy Chris stopped in for a couple minutes. I'm missing people. A bracket challenge winner, Mr. Morton. Alex was on Twitch for a couple minutes. Troy Evans popped in, was giving me school updates. I mean, Mr. Jack was on Twitch for a couple minutes. I mean, the fact that we had that many people stop by tonight, even if you didn't chat, you looked in the shadows. I can't give you a shout out if you don't say hi. But thank you for stopping into the basement show. Thank you for making it part of your night. And I hope for many more months we continue to build what we have going. And we need you to be in these shows. Because if not, it's just me, him, her, just talking to themselves. But to have interaction makes these shows go.
I do that on a daily basis.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to talk to themselves 24 hours a day? So if I can sit here, well, yeah. But what makes these shows special, what makes this unique, is having the live interaction. So if first time coming in, last time coming in, spread the word. Because as the creator of this show, the hamster's still running in my head. So 1 week could be one thing, and the next week I could come up with something completely different.
Thought I smelled toast burning.
But other than that,
There's your first singer in almost 8 months.
yeah. Other than that, please tune in tomorrow night with the Spawner Grimm. Help us raise more awareness for autism. She's going to do a great job. I know she will. But for Mr. Knast, Mr. Grimm, Mrs. Grimm, thank you all and have a wonderful night.
Deuces.